Chair Conference, Jim Kelly, Unionists, speaking in favour of the motion. Recently, myself and Tony Woodhouse had the honour of visiting to Colombia on a delegation organised by Justice for Colombia, and it's something that will stay with us for a very long time. You can hear the figures and the stories, we know about the extreme levels of violence, but meeting with the trade unionists in the firing line, speaking with mothers of children killed by the army, travelling to areas of abject poverty, to areas controlled by paramilitaries, has made it all so much more real. What was most remarkable above everything else was the commitment, the conviction and the dedication, in spite of all the consequences, that the people we met with had to continue in their struggle for justice, for workers' rights and for peace. They were an inspiration. These people do not want charity, they want solidarity. And we need to work together with them, together with Justice for Colombia, to raise awareness, to pressure our government and to pressure the Colombian authorities on all the individual cases of abuse like that of Miguel Beltran and Uber Ballesteros. Yesterday you heard from Uber Ballesteros, and my union, along with so many others in the TUC, has actively supported the campaign for his release. Myself and Tony Woodhouse went to see Uber in his prison cell in Bogotá. We heard directly how he continues to be denied the special dietary arrangements he requires for his diabetes. This is somebody being punished just for being a trade unionist. 2 years in prison, no trial, and on top of that he's being deliberately denied medical treatment he needs, and his health is deteriorating. But as I already mentioned, we're not talking about a charity case. Uber is not sitting on his hands while in prison. He's recently published an organising manual for rural trade unionists in Colombia. It's sponsored by the NUT and Justice for Colombia. He's been organising the prisoners. He's been campaigning for improved conditions in the prisons across Colombia. We also met with David Ravello, a human rights activist who's been in prison since 2010. I'll never forget what he said to myself and Tony when I asked him if he regretted being involved in human rights. He was unequivocal. He said, "Never, no regrets, I'm more determined than ever." This is a man sentenced to more than 18 years in prison on trumped-up murder charges. If these people continue to be so upbeat and constructive and committed in the face of these unimaginable circumstances, so must we in their campaign to secure their freedom. As well as meeting with trade unionists and a huge number of political and social activists, we met with the Attorney General's office and with the Presidential Human Rights Department. Colleagues, be assured that the struggle is going to be a long one. In one meeting, a government representative celebrated the fact that only 26 trade unionists were killed in 2013. We all know that there is nothing to celebrate until not a single trade unionist is killed and not a single one remains locked up behind bars. Yesterday we heard from Uber from his prison cell, a political hostage. Colleagues, let's resolve to strengthen the campaign to free him. Let's organise to ensure that Uber can address Congress as a free man, a free leader of the biggest union in Colombia, able to speak to Congress, not from his prison cell, but in person, from this rostrum. Support the motion.
Thank you, Jim. NUT.